This is Nathan with Rebuild the Block, and today I have the pleasure of talking a little bit about our pre-drywall process and what takes place prior to hanging drywall. We happen to be at our Catalina project here in Lower Arcadia, and we look forward to being able to go over some of the details and some of the things that we do that make us a little bit different from other people, and also help to reduce any of the errors that come in place after drywall. Let's go take a peek. As a builder, one of the most exciting stages is when you start hanging drywall. You're able to start seeing the spaces come together, and you're able to start seeing the house start becoming a home. One of the most important aspects is what you do just prior to drywall. And that's making sure that all of your roughing is in place where it needs to be so that you have less drywall repair should anything need to be added at a later date. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about that. Now, drywall is a pretty messy process, but I look forward to kind of showing you some of the details that's help us be able to save thousands of dollars on our builds, because we take that extra step to make sure that everything's appropriately installed. So about a week before we get to hanging drywall, we're gonna make sure that all the details are taken care of. We have a checklist that we're going through as a team. Since it's one of the most important steps that we have in the construction process to fix anything or address anything that's behind the walls, we bring our whole team out on site to be able to do a full walkthrough of the house. And that's gonna be checking our electrical, our plumbing, our mechanical, our low voltage, any other pertinent details before we spray foam. And so while we're already in drywall stage, you'll see how important this is when we have luxury finishes that we appoint throughout the house. So in this particular bathroom, we're checking details from our designer, such as the shelf/pony wall that we'll be building out behind the tub, making sure that our tub fillers are in the appropriate location based on the tubs that were specified by our design team. One of the things that's key, especially in the bathroom, is if you decide to go with wall-mounted fixtures. There's a lot of moving pieces and parts when it comes to design, and so we have to make sure that this is appropriately aligned, not only with the countertop height, but also that it's centered appropriately in the design backsplash. As we move on to other pertinence, we talked a little bit about pony walls, but we're obviously checking all of the framing that takes place to make sure that we have the appropriate spaces for all your bathroom necessities, such as making sure that our niches are appropriately placed, that they're appropriate in depth to be able to accommodate all the things that you might need in your shower. So I'm going to give an example of some things that happen during the course of construction. So if we look up in this shower ceiling up here, ultimately it was called out that we had a rain head, and the electrical plan called out for one singular recessed can light. As we're walking through our pre-drywall inspection, we noticed that it was more aesthetically pleasing to be able to have the rain head centered in the primary shower. So we went the extra mile to make sure that everything was appropriately spaced and thought through to accommodate the original design intent. One of the biggest benefits of doing a pre-drywall walkthrough with our team is to determine potential for change orders or changes in the design intent that make the house more functional for the potential homeowner. In our architectural set of plans, our original door location was actually positioned more centered in the room. But what we noticed is that there was only one location to place a bed in this room, which lowered the functionality within the space. And so we noticed that prior to hanging drywall, if we moved the positioning of the closet so that we can be able to position the door on the exterior wall, it would allow for us to not only be able to place our bed in this location, but also right up against this wall as you come into the room. So it allowed us to be able to have more functionality with the bedroom, allowing the homeowner to select where they wanted to position the furniture within this specific space. One of the benefits of this very simple change has to do with our AV package. Ultimately, we had our TV wall that was outlined for the south side of this room. And in addition to that, it gives more functionality for the homeowner in this space to either position their bed layout on the east wall or the north wall. And in doing so, if they're able to utilize the north wall, it allows them to be able to get a desk in place as a homework station or a home office needs, as well as centering the TV in the bedroom, allowing for better viewing. To help us catch all the fine details, we have our office staff laminate and print out sheets according to our design packages prior to us hanging drywall. And this really helps for us to be able to see the space, be able to determine what items we need to be able to put in place prior to hanging. In this specific bathroom, as we can see in this detail, we have basically a niche that abuts an exterior wall. And this isn't the best location for a niche because ultimately you give up not only some structural rigidity of your exterior wall, which is negligible, but you really give up the insulation value that you wouldn't have on that exterior wall. In this particular case, this is a west-facing wall, so we have a fair amount of sun beating down in this specific location. So once again, We were able to make a quick change or a quick audible that allowed us to be able to get our shower niche, or our tub niche in this case, over here on the south wall instead of on the west wall, which helps us to be able to keep the integrity of our exterior insulation barrier. Thanks for joining us today at our Catalina project, going over our pre-drywall construction process. Please like, comment, or subscribe below for future content on this project and all of our others.